Hello guys, welcome to yet another edition of our program. This is Papi TBC, and we started today on a very high gear. You can hear Grace Decker playing from the background. We are so happy because we are making giant strides, and so we cannot be a celebrating people. This, of course, is broadcast number 20, and the course of this broadcast, we want to spell out the mission statement. You know, we just finished talking about what the admin wanted to know, the status about TBC, and in the course of that, he was saying that in the days ahead, the mission statement will be made clear. And a few days later, it was made clear, but we had not finished digesting the public announcement. So today, I decided to bring forth to you the mission statement of TBC. And we can only understand that while digesting this beautiful piece from one of our African daughters. That is Grace Decker for you. Thank you once again, and like we said, you are still on the show. You are still on the 20th live broadcast of Papi TBC, and it is a TBC live broadcast in which we bring to you the mission statement of TBC. But we're doing this within the framework against the backdrop of a few assertions which have been made about TBC down the age. You know, when I say down the age, TBC is very young, just 3 years or about 3 years to come, about 3 years old. But when I say down the age, I mean in the course of its growth, in the course of the development process of TBC, there are a few assertions which have been made. Many who have displayed conscientious ignorance have tagged the company TBC with the word scam. And so in the days ahead, in the next 3 broadcasts, we would like to spend time analyzing some of those, some of those concepts which people used to accuse TBC of, and then we look at it vis-a-vis what we have had so far. We analyze them, and then we display to you all, dear viewers, dear listeners, to you TBCians who do not yet have a full know-how of what TBC is all about, and to you incoming members whose understanding needs to grow, we will display to you our stance. And so our broadcast today is actually a prelude to that series which we shall open in the days ahead. It's actually going to be a series, and it's going to be a series of about 4 or 5 episodes. and we are struggling to shape it in such a way that it will not be too long, but it's going to just get hold of the allegations leveled against TBC, the stance of TBC with respect to such allegations. We display the ignorance and the futility of such accusations, and then we go to practical testimonies from TBCians, from merchants, from those on the ground, and then we'll end with, you know, the present state of TBC, how the membership keeps growing. That is to debunk, debunk such charges against our beloved private Kringle society. To begin with, we would like to talk today, like I said, about the mission statement. But before we talk about the mission statement of TBC, it is very important to find out what is a mission statement. I'll share with you my screen. What is a mission statement? What is mission statement all about? Let me share with you my screen so that we get started. You can see here. Okay, here we are there. You can see here, this is TBC live broadcast number 20, of course, of Papi Show. You can see the quote of the day. This is coming from Huddle. Huddle is a strong lady in the world of economy, and this is what she has to say. And this is exactly what she has to say. She says, your mission statement outlines why your company exists. That is what mission statement does. It outlines why the company exists. It doesn't have to be all fancy pants, just a clear statement of what you do. I love this quote so much. Actually, before I settled on this, I'd interacted with a good number of quotes on the mission statement, struggling to get what it is all about. And this for me is very apt. I take it again, your mission statement outlines why your company exists. Why the company? That is what the mission statement puts forth to the public. And Huddle says it is not all about, talking about the fancy nature of the company. Sometimes some people they spend time talking about putting all the fancy around the company, as if to say to attract members on board, as if to say to attract people on board, without necessarily captivating or capturing in a few words what the statement is, what the company is all about. So today, I want to bring to you what is the admin's mind. I want to bring to you that which is in the mind of the admin, strictly speaking, with respect to the dynamics of TBC. Like I said already, this comes as a prelude to our effort to debunk the so many claims on TBC, so many allegations against TBC as a scam. The debunking, which we shall begin in subsequent days from now, shall be in a series, and we shall treat it episode by episode. But for now, let's get going. Let's set the ball rolling. We set the ball rolling by clarifying the air as to what the mission statement of TBC is all about. That is going to assist us get a clear picture of what TBC is and what it does. Of course, take note, we are not talking about the vision statements. We're talking about the mission. Vision statements, of course, we'll have some time to talk about that, points to where we are going to. The vision statement of a company talks about talks about what the company has in mind. What are its plans? Where is it aiming? What are its aim? Where is it aiming at? But the mission statement breaks down the vision statement, so to speak. It attaches activities to the mission, to the vision statement, making them that which will enable the company realize its vision. So today we bring to you the mission statement, what the company is all about. Like Hurdle says, what it's all about, what it does. Now, just be attentive. Come along with me as I drive you on board this platform right into the admin's desk, from which we shall appreciate his blog on what the mission statement is. So let's go. You can see for yourself. This is what the admin puts on the blog on the 12th of October. This is 3 days ago. You remember I said it was there already, but I wanted us to finish that public announcement in order to grasp where the admin wants us to be, and then we come over to this. Now, this is the mission statement of the Kringle Society. Kringle Society mission statement. The admin says, the Kringle Society is a global initiative as a sharing and eleemosynary society founded upon the principle that humanity is capable of lifting itself out of the morass of poverty, disease, lack, limitation, suffering, and ignorance into a new dawn of abundance and prosperity for all. This is very captivating. In fact, the first sentence of this mission statement is very captivating. The admin begins by identifying the society and then points and places his finger on the principle. Remember, we said some time ago, by principle, we mean the point from which everything begins. That's the meaning of principle. Principle means from where everything starts, the starting point. And that means saying that the society is founded upon the principle of humanity capable of lifting itself. So true enough, we do not doubt. We do not doubt that humanity is plagued so far by poverty, by disease, by ignorance, by limitation, by suffering. That is our plight. That has been the plight of man from time immemorial. But I must say, with the advent of, ideologies such as materialism, communism, capitalism, it has gone crazy. This reality of man has struck us on the face so much so that we have seen that with the breath of these ideologies, man has always lived as if he's an enemy to man. Man has always lived as if he's estranged to himself. By this, I mean the yawning gap, what I prefer to refer to as a yawning gap between the rich and the poor. So much so that we see in some cities people living in affluence, driving the latest, living in mansions. There are some people who even build mansions and they do not stay in it. They are staying elsewhere and they are just there. Yet in those same cities, there are millions of wretched human beings who do not even as much as have a place to stay nor have water to drink. So the admin is saying that is the principle on which this society is founded. the ability for man to lift himself, humanity to lift up itself. Nobody will do it for us. We must do it ourselves. He goes on to say, we are here to empower each of our members with the means to spread abundance in all its forms to the entire community of humanity with a clear plan to eliminate poverty worldwide and to assist each and every being that we touch to find their unique purpose that their creator intended for them. Ah, so interesting. What has caught my attention here is the fact that the admin is saying that there is an intended purpose of the creator. At no point in time did the creator design suffering for mankind. At no point in time does the creator apportion abject poverty. Neither does he praise poverty, nor does he condemn riches and wealth. The only thing he says with respect to riches and wealth, which have been most misunderstood, are the words which Paul addresses to Timothy, that the love of money is the root of all evil. But over the years, it has been misunderstood to become an adage, a cliche, that money is the root of all evil. Of course, that is not the case. The admin goes on to say that the Kringle sharing and eleemosynary society is here to support all of its members and all of humanity by providing the means and methods to have support and practical tools so that every member of our society and every human being shall have what they need to make manifest their essential needs to create lives of abundance and integrity. What you must have noticed here is the fact that the admin always puts the priority, talks about the members and the rest of humanity. The members and the rest of humanity. That is to say, the beneficiaries of this company are primarily the members. But the aim of the admin is not to get the members benefit, but it is to transform the members who would, by that same fact of being of their membership, benefit from the society, to transform them into missionaries of these benefits so that they'll be able to bring the benefits to the rest of humanity. Our mission, okay, the admin goes on to say that the Kringle is a sharing society that has established and will continue to build a private contract association in which men, women, and children of their own free will and without an volitional act choose to enter into a private contract relationship with our free association membership. So membership is not forced. No one is coerced to belong. We only educate you, we only enlighten you, and we leave you to make your choice. That is what the company is all about. The association is based on the principle of mutual benefit and the interactive sharing of knowledge, ideas, and creativity through the use of a private medium of exchange known as the Billion Coin, henceforth TBC, and its smaller increment coin known as Kringle. Ongoing support through education and the creation of a private social media platform will support this system. Please, I hope you are getting this very clear. This tells us already that from the word go, it's a private society. And the members of this society will be empowered through ongoing education and through the creation of a private social media platform. It is these private social media platforms that support the system. And already, those in South Africa, those in Nairobi, in Kenya, rather, those in Nigeria, of course, those in Ghana, those in Cameroon, those in Bangladesh, and you can name them wherever they are. They will give testimony to the fact that their system works because of the private social media platforms which exist, respective private social media platforms which exist and through which the members interact. One of such platforms is the Facebook. This morning I was going through a few posts on TBC Facebook. There's a TBC Facebook link that you get there, you get updates. The local communities of TBC, the various countries have their individual WhatsApp groups. So there is no way you can say that you are operating from the blues. You don't know whom you are interacting with. No. The admin goes on to say that our mission is to serve one another. Please, let's get this clearly. Our mission is not to make profit. It's not to get rich quick. Of course, that's what I said in one of my broadcasts. It's not a shortcut to wealth. Our mission is to serve one another with love and respect, and to use TBC and Kringle to lift humanity out of hunger, poverty, and misery. It is our intention that the veils of ignorance fall from each that we touch. Our intention is to do away with ignorance. Ignorance kills, ignorance destroys. And that is exactly the veil which shrouds our understanding and the understanding of many who have alleged that TBC is a scam. And so this mission statement serves as a prelude to our subsequent handling of such allegations, to water them down and to make clear to the public that TBC is not a scam, and those write-ups and videos and what you have want to show that they are the fruits of conscientious ignorance. The admin goes on to say that we intend that all our members will embrace and have a life full of abundance and prosperity as they accept our offer of membership within the Kringle Society and Private Contract Association. Within the private environs of our society, our members can enjoy all the benefits of using a completely private medium of exchange that respects the privacy of all who use it. It is within our power to bring in purveyors of goods and services of all kinds from every location of the earth that accept TBC and Kringle for equal value exchange for their goods and services. Exactly. It's not just as if we're talking from the blues. The admin is saying, insofar as he's trying to create a certain degree of abundance, he at the same time is struggling to get merchants, those business people who are ready to accept TBC in exchange for their goods and services. So much so that those many TBC coins that you have in your in your wallets, you'll be able to use them because there'll be avenues for them to be used. Not necessarily exchanged, that I put in my TBC and collect this amount of dollars or euros and put in my pocket and walk away. No, but I use them as a medium of exchange itself. It is very clear here. So no one should get on board and then say that I was deceived and and all that. We intend that TBC and Kringle shall one day reach their full potential when our community grows to 1 billion verified members. We have always said that. When this occurs, it will unlock the ultimate value of TBC. This ultimate value will reflect the value of 1 billion members of our private contract association. And in so doing, we shall realize our vision and goal that the measure of real value in this world shall be the true worth of every living being, men, women, and children, who are the true creative potential of humanity in individual embodiments. The value of the world, value of life, does not lie in the value of currencies, of those of any of this money, this legal tender we use. No, it lies in the human being who has been created in the image and likeness of God. A human being who has dignity. And the admin is saying that by the time we strike the 1 billion mark, then everyone, every member within the community will be able to appreciate the value of that. We hold this as a true mandate and a self-evident truth. It is an endowment from our Creator. However, any individual chooses to define or describe such a creative source. That endowed mandate is that we shall all live freely in creative collaboration with each other and with this beautiful planet we dwell upon. This shall also include living in harmony with the larger universal community of life throughout the cosmos. You see for yourself. The admin is saying that our mission is good. Our mission is good. Our mission is great. It is up to each and every one of us to fulfill it with the realization of this gift of life. The Kringle Society has brought forward a unique contribution as a gift to humanity in the fulfillment and realization of that vision. Our vision sees a world. Remember, I was talking about vision. We cannot talk about mission without spelling out vision, because our mission only leads us to realizing our vision. And the admin is saying that our vision sees a world free of limitation. And our mission is to be part of the solution that makes it so. We don't want to fold our arms and be looking for the day that the solution will come from wherever, I don't know. We are getting to work so that we ourselves become part and parcel of the solution. In fact, we become orchestrators of the solution. That is exactly what makes us so important. That's exactly what makes TBC good and great. It shall be a world in which every child grows up in a community of support, love, respect, and integrity, and has the opportunity that every child in this world should have, which is to have all the tools and resources needed to realize their fullest capacity and build a life that each of us would desire for ourselves and our children. As a sharing community, Kringle is established as a community intended to share the wealth of our lives with each other. Remember, we have said it is all about sharing with each other. There is no room for greed, because we want to empower ourselves so that together we stamp out, we destroy this monster called poverty, pain, suffering. This means the personal human value of a living being, not the monetized debt enslavement metric that we have been programmed to believe is real wealth. Exactly. Wealth is not found in this money, in this, the value of this currency. Wealth is found in the value of the human person. That is why it is said that he who has many people is very wealthy. Yes, it is who they can be for you. It's not what they can give you, It's not what it's not that currency, what they can do for you, what they can be. Just that being. That's what the admin is saying. I like that so much. Um, he says it's an illusion that the value is found on the monetized debt enslavement. It's an illusion. It is a trap. The Kringle Society has been established with a vision, mission, and purpose to break through that illusion and show the world and humanity how we can free ourselves from this trap. My friends, I tell you guys, just this is enough for any conscious and right thinking mind to say that I must belong. I must belong. For how long shall we live in this enslavement? For how long shall we live within the context of this manipulation orchestrated by a few, masterminded by and just a handful of individuals? For how long? This is the time for all of us to get on board and then make a difference. And so we have created a currency to flow like the free waters of a mighty river, a river of power and force, a river of living beings that come together to see poverty, disease, and deprivation forever washed away by such waters and carried to the sea of forgiveness and dissolution, so that all men, women, and children in this world shall have lives of value, lives of purpose, and lives of meaning. We shall share with each other the wealth of our life force, the value of our unique capacities to create and build and purify. And we will do it by valuing our currency with the metric of the only real value there is in this world, which is life. That is the most valuable thing, life. In fact, you cannot, you no one can put it in numerical terms. I mean, the value of life. And this value of life is what we all share in common. Each one has life. Each one, therefore, has that value. And so when we come together in this community, we make use of this currency. Our aim is to showcase the value and to debunk this old trap, and deception that it is a few who can manipulate over the billions of people. Life means living in full expression of by supporting each member of our private society, full expression, and contract association to achieve their dreams and aspirations. It is our mission to take the realization of this intention into the greater world society and show others the way of freedom and prosperity without debt, bondage, and lack of limitation. This is so interesting. So interesting. So interesting. It is so interesting. We have here now the last paragraph, where the admin is saying that as an eleemosynary society, we see our mission as one that brings charitable support to those who need a helping hand in building lives of integrity and respect. This means co-creative sharing and support, not charity that degrades the individual and diminishes self-worth. Of course, co-creative sharing and support. It's a sharing that when we do, we create you all the more, we rehabilitate you all the more, we empower you all the more when we share with you. It's not this whole thing about charity that when you do for somebody, you degrade that person and boost your ego. And that's exactly the reason there behind the few who are manipulating the world, so that the gap between the rich and the poor continues widening, and so that they can share from their excesses. When they take from their excesses, they distribute to the poor, they boost their ego, and then degrade the poor all the more. They become laughing stocks. Say, look at this useless, So that is exactly what I mean. Is saying our mission is to put an end to that. And we're not just putting an end to that, we're not just fighting that, but we are, the TBC is being an alternative. Very often it is easy to criticize without producing an alternative. TBC does not criticize. TBC produces an alternative, that which in itself becomes the instrument of criticism of whatever is irrelevant, whatever is subjugating man to a condition unworthy of human existence, of human beings. This is our mission, and it is the deal that we shall strive for until it is fulfilled. We envision a world free of constraints, where the very stars are our partners and represent unlimited capacities as to what we can accomplish in this lifetime and for many generations and lifetimes to come. We are a multi generational legacy. Trusts there, true beneficiaries of which are the children and of the future. Those that are just now coming into life and those yet to be born. Eleemosynary is a word defined by its root as alms giving. It's all about alms giving, which in the past meant to give a few coins to the poor and destitute. But we see that alm is the root of alma. Wow, this is beautiful. We see that alm is the root of alma, which is the Latin for soul or spirit. So a charitable giving is of the soul and spirit of the mission society and its true purpose, which is to bequeath the spirit of unlimited possibilities to the future generations that shall inherit the spirit and become the soul of this world. This is so great. In fact, it is superb, so to speak. What? I take it again. For me, this is the heart of it. You know, it says we are a charitable society. We share. Our goal is sharing, yes. But from the very word, eleemosynary, we define ourselves as an alms-giving society. But someone may then say, a few minutes ago, you talked about discouraging this whole issue of alms giving. You talked about co-creative sharing. Now you are saying you are an alms giving society. No, the admin has gone further to say that no, it is not with that obsolete understanding of alms giving, which was about throwing coins to a few destitutes. When you do that, you inflate your ego, and then by so doing, you degrade them in the name of assisting them. That means that is obsolete. That is out of the question. That arm from which is the root word of this company, arm, is taken from the root which is alma, and alma, as the admin says, is a Latin for soul or spirit. This therefore means that the charitable giving which we are talking about in this company is of the soul and spirit of the very mission of this society, this mission society. And it bequeaths to subsequent generations that unlimited possibility to break through their potentials, to realize in the future generations that these things are going to empower. That's why we say that bequeath to the spirit of unlimited possibilities to the future generations that shall inherit this spirit and become the soul of this world. We invite all who share this vision to join us in building the true value basis of the billion coin, to add our life force to the valuation of 1 billion coins supported by 1 billion living souls as a gift for humanity, to break free from the chains of debt, enslavement, and the illusions of lack and limitation, to make TBC what it truly is meant to be, the brilliant community of the Kringle Society and of planet Earth, to enliven the brilliance of 1 billion stars forever, banish the darkness from our world. Wow. Wow. That is the end of the admin's, the mission statement. At the end of such, one cannot but say, wow. so deep, so rich? Is it this kind of wealth and beauty and insight that someone can hit the keyboard of his computer and then access the internet to accuse TBC of a scam? Oh, what a pity. Now I understand why, the scripture says, my people suffer for lack of knowledge. I can therefore, with this understanding of the mission statement of TBC, I can also say, oh, what a pity, what a shame, as the English will say, that a good number of people have pointed accusing fingers on this company out of ignorance. However, it is not too late. This is the moment. This is the mission statement. Go by this mission statement. You can digest this mission statement and revoke and change your stance and get on board. Not as a shortcut to wealth, I'll keep insisting, but as an opportunity to be one of the founding members, one of the orchestrators of the solution to man's age-old problems. And it is only when we get to that point that you see that the more we think and we get on board, we give value to this currency in order to uplift man from the state of enslavement, poverty, limitation which we are, that we ourselves begin to benefit a great deal. We ourselves begin to benefit a great deal. So that's why I started by saying that I feel so happy that we are beginning this phase of our broadcasts. In fact, the 20th broadcast could not but be this important. It could not but be this important. That which crowns the first 20 broadcasts, hitting the number 20 is not easy. But again, at the same time, that which serves as the springboard on which the episode begins henceforth. The series, rather, begins henceforth. The series of debunking claims, debunking allegations of TBC as a scam. All those are being debunked from this platform, from this basis. So, guys, in order not to spend so much time having you listen to me, watch me, in order to give you reason to digest and then make an introspection and then take a move with a decision, let's leave it here. Let's leave it here while we keep looking forward to subsequent broadcasts. We'll leave it here as we continue looking forward to subsequent broadcasts. But even as we live here, we cannot but live without these beautiful lyrics of the daughter of the sun. Thank you very much. Do not forget to click the subscribe button so that you get alerts the moment they are ready, the broadcasts are ready. Do not also forget to share. There are members, there are prospects that you want to get along, and they still have some doubts. The moment has come for them, for their doubts to be clear. This is the first of them. So share as much as you can. Share to everyone. Let them go through it. Let them understand. And let them be their judges themselves. Let them be their judges themselves.